Well, what's going on, everybody? It's Donovan with Team Tate Outdoors, and I have a special guest today. This is Carol Dibbins from Sand Springs. She's going to help us make her special relish. If you guys don't remember, a few videos back, I took Carol some crappie that me and Ellie caught, and she gave me all these jars of amazing jams and jellies, and she gave me this, what she called was Chow Chow. And what it is, it's a zucchini and squash and bell pepper relish. And today she's going to show us how to make her special Chow Chow relish. So thanks, Carol, for coming.
No problem.
So what do we really need to get started here on this Chow Chow recipe?
Well, we just got to clean our squash and our peppers and onions and grind them up and put them in a bowl. And then we have to salt them and let them sit for a while to pull the moisture, excess moisture out of them, so that when you make your relish, you don't have runny relish because
all the moisture
came out.
Okay, so we need to take out the moisture. And how long will that take?
It says to let them set for an hour, but you can kind of judge how fast the salt pulls the moisture out.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take care of this, and then we're gonna moisture, I guess.
Release the moisture.
Release the moisture, and then we'll get back to you on how to put it together. So first things first, these are the zucchinis and squash that we cut out of our garden. And we do want to take the seeds out, right?
Yes.
Carol, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove the seeds, and I've got some big spoons here, and I think we got a bad bowl right here that we can use. There, we'll set it right next to you.
You just take your spoon and go underneath your seeds and work them out.
Just like that, okay. Now some of these are really big. This was like one of the very first ones that we took off. And it's lasted, I don't know how long they'll last shelf stable, but I would say that it's probably been 3, if not 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks since we took this one off. And so it's really lasted quite a while. I think it's because it's so big. Now, these are the yellow squash that we got out of our garden, but they are different than like our standard. Now, this one's fine. These ones seem like they were a little bit different, but they came out of the same package. But look at the difference in the coloring and the shape and everything. It's like two different things.
It's kind of weird how some of them get spiny.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I need to like keep some of these seeds and dry them out myself so I don't have to plant, or I don't have to make, buy seeds next year.
The only thing that they don't recommend you saving is like heirloom stuff, because sometimes it cross-pollinates with something.
So they got to be specially cross-pollinated. Okay, well, there's those. Carol, is this your first time on YouTube?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
A little anxious.
Why?
I just have a little bit of anxiety.
Well, it's just me and you in here. And Ellie, and then the other kids are upstairs. So how's your garden going?
It's been doing really good. I've been getting a lot of tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff, but this heat, it's not liking this heat at all. I did bring Donovan some cherry tomatoes and
yes,
beautiful something white. I can't remember what the little yellowish white tomatoes are, but the red ones are Juliet's.
You guys, they look amazing. She did such a good job raising these, and there's like no bugs, no spots, no nothing.
No. See how pretty the orange and the green are looking together?
Mm-hmm. Your machine is way faster than me.
I feel
like you're waiting on me.
Birthday present from my sister this year. The one I'd had for 20 or more years burned up the last time I did this. And the reason that I made this when I made it the last time is I had a memory of my dad, who he passed away in '97. He called me one night. He said, "Sister, Mama made me some beans and fried taters and cornbread." I said, "Daddy, that sounds good. I ain't got no chow chow." So I had it in my cupboard where I'd made it because he always put chow chow in his beans. And so, okay, Daddy, I'll be right there. So I loaded up and went to town and took him some chow chow so he'd have chow chow for his beans.
And that was in what year?
Probably 95, 96.
And he passed away, you said?
Yeah, 97.
97, just 2 years later. So this is like, this is a dish that gives you a lot of memories of your dad then.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, my grandpa and grandma, I remember them by all their catfish.
Yeah.
My whole family would tell you, if grandma and grandpa, if we were going to eat at their house, it was fried catfish and fried potatoes. And it wasn't on the stove, it was outside in the big black crop, you know, out over the propane burner. So, you gotta love those memories. Okay, Carol, so now you're all done with, let's show them how pretty that looks. Was that suction cups?
Suctions.
I was like gonna move it, I was like, that ain't going nowhere.
It suctions to the counter.
Look at this, guys, how beautiful that green and orange looks. I guess yellow, since they're yellow squash.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna cut up the peppers. And is there any specific way, or we're just putting them in there?
They're gonna go in there too.
Got it. So all we really need to do is cut them in half, remove the core and seeds, and get them to a place where we can put them right in there. There you go. And then I will start working on the onions too. So all we're gonna do is, I'm trying not to cry because you're over, so. But I don't know, these onions might make me cry.
Where's your salt at, Donovan?
You want kosher or regular iodized? Or pickling? I got all of it.
The pickling will work.
Pickling? Okay.
That's fine.
Right here. So this is what we're gonna use today. Carol said let's use the pickling canning salt. So show us how much goes in there, Carol.
It says 1/4 of a cup, but I just kind of
Do you normally have about that much?
Yeah.
Okay.
eyeball it and just cover it with because you're going to rinse the salt back off of it, so it's not like it's making it real salty.
Now you're gonna toss it around.
Gonna toss it again and make myself cry again.
So we're gonna let this sit, and all this moisture is gonna come out, and it's gonna be like a bowl of water, and this is gonna reduce quite a bit. 1 hour later. All right, guys, we are back. It's been about an hour, and check out our squash and our zucchini and our bell peppers and our onions. Look how much water has come out of this. It's crazy. So now we're gonna spoon it off into this bowl, and we're going to get all the moisture off of it. Here, you scoop with that, and I'll smash it with this.
You just hear it running out the bottom of it.
Yeah. Look at this, guys. Look how much water is in that. Look at that. That's crazy. All we did was put salt in it. Now, we're going to rinse this.
Just run it under cold water and
Okay.
then we'll drain it again. A lot of people like dill relish or spicy relish. I just like this sweet relish. It's just a family memory.
And you know, we did actually eat this on some hot dogs one day.
Yeah, I like it in tuna as well.
Oh, tuna, that would be really good.
Yep.
Oh, we should just make some tuna salad. Kind of a timely process, guys, but we're gonna go ahead and finish up doing all this, and then we're gonna get to the next step. So this is all we're doing. Rinse it, make sure that all the salt's off of it, and then we'll show you the next step. Okay. We've finished up with all of our zucchini, drying it all. Check it out, looks really delicious. But now, Carol is going to get all of our dry ingredients measured out so that we can cook down the vinegar, the sugar, and the spices so we can get ready to mix it with this. We're gonna cook this down, get the moisture, finish getting the moisture out of it even more in the pot, and then we'll drain that. She's gonna mix up the vinegar. We're gonna mix that in until it tastes right, and then we're gonna pack it in the jars. And actually the jars I have in my pot here, it's simmering, and all my jars and my lids are in there simmering so that they're ready to pull out, drain, and then put our product in it, keeping them safe. So here we go. All right, tell everybody how much we're putting in there, Carol.
I have 3 cups of sugar, 2 cups of vinegar, 2 teaspoons of mustard seed, and 2 teaspoons of ground turmeric. Now show me how this magic stove works.
Yep. Oh, put your pot on there first. We'll turn it to there. We'll turn that one to 7. There we go. There's that. What are the ingredients again, Carol, that are in there?
Vinegar, sugar, mustard seed, and turmeric. See, it's starting to boil a little bit.
There we go. So now we're going to add this directly to that.
After we bring that to a boil, and it says let it stay in for 3 minutes after we boil it.
So we'll boil that down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay.
It says return to a boil and reduce heat to a low simmer for 4 to 5 minutes.
All right.
And see, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Some recipes call for just using the yellow squash, and some recipes call for both. I like the variety in the both for the color, because to me, basically, they taste the same.
All right, guys, so now we've got to the point where we are ready to jar this up.
Oh,
she turned off the heat to this. It's been cooking for 5 minutes, right, Carol?
Uh-huh.
And now we're gonna go ahead and take our jars that we've been simmering over here. Let me shut this off for a minute. Now I've got these in hot water so that they stay under the water. So I'm just gonna dump the water off of those. And we'll put that there. And you need this, right, Carol?
Uh-huh.
There's that. And Carol's gonna take her time and she's going to fill those up. We're gonna get the air bubbles out of them, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the lids on, lightly set, just tighten them barely, and we're gonna put them in this boiling pot, and we're gonna cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Do it the debubbler.
Right there behind you. Now, did your mom and dad do this when you were growing up? Like, did they jar their own stuff a lot?
My mom canned everything.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, there's the next one. Yeah, that dog. Dizzy's always in the way. Now, are we going to put liquid back into these a little bit, or are we just going to leave them where they're at?
Just going to leave them where they're at.
Okay.
And you want to leave like a 1/4 inch head space, which means that you don't want it to bring it up past the neck of the jar, because when you're in the process, you got the boiling inside, that you got to leave room for the air to escape. And this is a debubbler. What I've been doing is just going down the sides and making sure there's
no air bubbles.
No air bubbles down in.
And Carol, I think what we're going to do a little surprise for anyone that makes it to the end of this video. If they're still watching to this point, I'm going to tell you guys to go into the comments, and whoever has watched to this point, I'm only going to say it once, and then at the end of the video we'll do something. I want you to leave the comment in there, Chow Chow is awesome. And those of you that I see comment, Chow Chow is awesome, I know you've watched the video to here. We're going to put you in a drawing, and we're going to send you one of these jars of her Chow Chow. So if I don't see the Chow Chow is awesome comment, I know they haven't made it all the way to this spot. But those of you who are sticking it out, could be a chance to win your own jar of Chow Chow. So the lid is just barely tight. Like, we're not really tightening it because we just don't want water to go in, but we do want the air bubbles to come out. And I'm gonna set them down in there. Put the last couple jars in there. All right, what's our timer need to be set for? Carol, how long we need to cook these?
You want to bring it to a boil.
Okay.
And when it starts boiling, then you want to water bath 10 to 15 minutes.
Got it. All right, let's super power that up. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay guys, so 10 minutes have passed. Our Alexa app just went off. We're gonna set this right here, and I'm gonna move these jars over, and we're gonna pull them out and set them on the counter.
So we boiled them for 10 minutes. We leave them in the pot till the water stops bubbling. You don't ever want to take them directly out because right now they're kind of siphoning, sealing. And if you do that, you set them out here, the temperature change will cause what liquid is in there to overflow from the lid because it's not actually sealed yet. It will seal as it cools here on the counter.
Yep. Yep, they're still bubbling. You can see them bubbling, guys. All right, they have stopped bubbling. This one has. All right, there we go. There's one. This one is stopped.
And your colors will vary on this relish depending on how much yellow squash to zucchini squash to green pepper to the stuff you put in it.
There we go.
Ping, one of them's already sealed.
All right, now the most important thing is which one of these do we want to send to people? I think this one already stuck down.
That one looks pretty.
Carol's gonna sign this one right here. We're gonna date it, and she's gonna sign it, and this is gonna be the one that we send to our winner. There we go. Well, Carol, thank you so much for coming and showing me how to make this relish and making it with me, so everyone out there on YouTube land can see this and try your recipe. If you didn't catch the whole recipe, go back. Carol kind of walked us through it. Carol, can we share this with them, or you want to keep this
You can share
a secret? Okay, so I'll show everybody what the recipe is. You can pause the frame and you can look at the recipe. That's Carol Dibbins' recipe. If you guys see her commenting, make sure to go down there and comment, say hi to Carol. And thanks so much for coming out, like I said, and showing me her garden. She has an amazing garden. It's all in pots and everything. And she came out and walked through our garden one day, and it's been a real big blessing to meet you.
Me too, darling. You and Linda and the kids are all enjoyable.
So, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.